For lesson 94, we're going to be writing fractions and decimals as percent. So since lesson 75, we practiced changing a fraction or decimal to a percent by writing the equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. So 3/5 is equal to 60 hundredths. Remember, percents are out of 100, so 60 hundredths equals 60%. In this lesson, we're going to practice another method of changing a fraction to percent. Since 100% equals 1, we can multiply a fraction by 100% to form an equivalent number. So here we multiply 3/5 by 100%. Okay? So I have 3/5 times 100% over 1 is going to equal 300% over 5. Then we simplify and find that 3/5 equals 60%. So we just do that 300 divided by 5, keep our percent sign. Okay? We can use the same procedure to change decimals to percents. So we're just going to multiply our decimal by 100% or times 100, meaning if we multiply by 100, remember we just have to move that decimal point 2 places to the right, and we'll get 37 5/10%. So we've already been doing this. Okay? We've divided 3 by 5. To get 6%, we knew a percent was over 100. So 6/10 would become 60 hundredths, which 6 hundredths is 60%. Old news. We've been doing all this stuff. Okay? We're just kind of adding extra ways to do things. Okay? So to change a number to a percent, multiply the number by 100%. So it says change 1/3 to a percent. So I have 1/3 times 100% over 1. We can get 100% over 3. 100 divided by 3. Okay, it started in a fraction, we keep it in a fraction, so it's going to be 33 1/3%. Simple. Multiply by 100, then simplify. Now write 1 2/10 as a percent. So if I multiply by 100%, okay, I could do 1.2 times 100, but I'm going to take my shortcut way. If I multiply by 100%, I move my decimal 2 places to the right. So I go 1, 2. My decimal's over here, I got to add a 0 in there. I should get 120%. If I multiplied it out, I should get the same thing. I'll do it quick for you. I have 100 times 1.2. It's 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 1. 100. 1,200. Move a decimal point in one place, get the same thing. You cannot have a probability greater than 100. So if you had $100 and someone gave you $50 more, you would have 150% of your original amount. If they gave you 400 instead, you have seen a gain of 400%, and your total would be 500% of your original. So let's think about stores may buy a shirt for $25 and sell it for $40. So how are we going to find out how much it was marked up? What percent? You're going to take the amount of the markup over the original cost. So we took 40 minus 25 to get 15. So we're going to take that $15 over $25, and that's going to equal what percent out of 100? Okay. So you can see we multiplied by 4, you get 60%. If they charge $80, they would make 120%. Okay? You can see by the work down there, multiply by 4, multiply by 4. Okay? Right, 2 1/4 is a percent. So 2 1/4 times 100%. Determine improper fractions. 2 times 4, 8 plus 1 is 9/4 times 100 over 1. I'm going to reduce before I multiply because I know 4 goes in 4 ones. 4 goes into 125 times. 25 times 9. Well, that's a 4. Should get 225%. Now, 20 of the 30 students on the bus were girls. What percent of the students on the bus were girls? So I have 20 out of 30 were girls, and I want to know what percent out of 100 were girls. Okay? So if we look at this, we can cross multiply, or we could try to reduce. I'm going to cross multiply since I had some bigger numbers, and 30 doesn't go into 100 very easily. So there I'd get 2,000 equals 30 times, we'll just say x. Okay, now I just take 2,000 divided by 30. Okay, 30 doesn't go into 20, so it goes into 200 6 times. Because 6 times 3 is 18. And then I just add that 0. I get the same thing. So I'm going into 200, it's going to be 6 again. So we get 180. 20. Okay. So now I have 6 and 20 over 30. If I reduce that, it's going to be 66 2/3%. Now, a way to have smaller numbers is I could make this 2/3 times x over 100. So then I'd have 200 equals 3 times x. Okay, I'll get the same thing. So we're just going to put our ratio equals what? We're going to make a proportion out of it. Okay? Go ahead, try to practice that. Remember, if we're changing to a percent, we multiply by 100%. Okay? Make sure you bring any questions you may have to class.